My
presentation.
partners must introduce themselves. Or can I tell you who they are?
That will be quicker if you were to introduce them.
On my left, three people from myself is Kalidaris. He holds proxy for one of the Daris siblings. Stoffel Swartz, he is also in the Daris household as well as the Epstein household. Michael Schreiner, he is also in the Daris household. And who else? Andres Visser is from the Abraham Visser is from the Visser household, and Mr. Tau is from the Besaidnoot household. I thank you.
Can we actually give the mic over to J.C. Klute, CPA? Yes. Okay, I can see their hands. All we are doing now, we are introducing ourselves. I would actually even ask you to refrain from explaining your roles in the CPA. Just tell us who you are and there.
Okay, sorry, Chair, I withdraw. My name is Desmond van Wyk. I'm beneficiary of the CPA Kayapan.
Okay. Then the JC Klute.
Goedemiddag, allemaal teenwoordig. Ik is van die Jonathan Klute CPA. Ik is die voorzitter van die CPA. Dank u.
I had requested that for now, let's actually take off our hats we are wearing. I took off mine. Just introduce yourself and the team that you are.
Yeah. Okay, en saam met my is Stoffel Swartz. Dat is die voorzitter van die taakspan. En ook Kali Daris.
Wat is Stoffel Swartz bedoel je? Okay.
Jonathan Klute CPA. Ek het gesê ek is van die Jonathan, ek is Adonia Olyn, die voorsitter van Jonathan Klute CPA. Stoffel Swartz is ook lede van die CPA. Nicholas Daris is ook een van die lede van die CPA Jonathan Klute. Ook Vanessa Klute is ook een van die CPA.
Thank you. Is that all your delegation that you have from that particular CPA, JC Klute CPA? The last one is Kuchas. Kuchas.
Thank you very much. We are from the Kuchas delegation. I'm Patrick Likunutu Kauma. I'm with Basi Meyer, and over there I have Solly Bosch, I have Ulelani Tana, Geneva Plaikis, and Nora Simanga. And then the two gentlemen over there, they are coming from the Priska Meridale side. Yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I will now give the opportunity to Kuepan CPA. Each CPA will have 10 minutes to do their presentation, and then after which, we'll then follow the sequence I had actually outlined before we started this meeting. Okay, the representative from Kuepa.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen.
Maybe, to be on a safer side, who wrote to us to actually...
That was the concerned group. We, the concerned group, with Mr. Pete Isaacs, he's at work now.
Our secretary, can he
Confirm
actually see
that.
me?
I also wrote an email to Mr. Ben.
So you are the representative of Mr. Pete Isaacs?
Yes.
Okay. Are you the one who is going to make a presentation?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. You can then start.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The protocol observed.
Can we actually control our cell phones?
Kayapan CPA was handed over to the family in 2017. Up to now, every time when I read the report, I see Kayapan is compliant. And I try to engage and find out what is the problem that Kayapan not get compliant. And I found that Kayapan does not hold annual meetings properly because they never had financial reports. They never had quarterly reports. I find out that there's not that one man was given 4,000 hectares by one. I confronted Mr. Peter Mazur. There's a non-existent committee at Kayapan. The family held a meeting in Upington where they hold annual meeting. A service provider came and they accommodate that meeting. One man, Mr. Isaac Mazur, went to Kimberley and he contested the meeting. Mr. Itumaleng Mashune called in that committee into his office and he suspended that whole committee and he put back the old committee. And I phoned Mr. Itumaleng and I said, what is the way forward? I wrote emails, I said that's wrong. Since then, we never held a proper meeting. Here is the thing. When a meeting is constituted and there's no quorum, then that meeting must be postponed for 7 days at the same place with the same agenda at the same time. Over. And let us convene a meeting where the family can speak to each other and we can put all our differences aside and we decide on the road forward, and then we can decide on a date when we can hold an annual meeting. We put out a notice with the agenda, and the meeting was at Olifazhoek. Mr. Itumeleng pitched up at the meeting, and Mr. Itumeleng tell the family this far for a round table discussion. You must choose a committee. That is against our constitution. That is against the same training, policy that land reform have given out. So now I go and I said and I ask, where is the problem? As a director, I am a director of 3 companies and I will never let my years with the same problem and not resolve the problem. And when I investigate and I see the problem is our own officials on the ground. Here is my thing. They held illegal meetings. The deputy chairperson was there. Mr. Putti, who is a beneficiary. Mr. Desmond van Wyk is a beneficiary. Mr. Isaac Marsdorp is a beneficiary. Beneficiaries, the training places that they give out, compliance and governance, says that all verified members must go into the hall, but the eligible members must sit on one side and non-eligible members on the other side. What that means, his father is alive. So that means he's non-eligible. He must sit on the right-hand side. His father has the voting right. His father sat on the right-hand side and he must participate in the meeting. The beneficiary is not participating in the meeting. But now, Mr. Itumeleng, who must giving them the advice, allow Mr. Putti, whose parents are in the meeting, and Mr. Van Wyk, whose parents are in the meeting, that Mr. Putti must be elected as a secretary, and Mr. Desmond is elected as a chairperson who's against the rules of their own training manual and against the Constitution. Because when the meeting corrects and the chairperson and the deputy chairperson is not present and the meeting must start, then the people in the meeting must elect a chairperson just for that meeting. Where the chairperson and the deputy chairperson arrive, they must sit down and they must partake as normal people in the meeting. The moment that the meeting dismissed, then that chairperson that was elected, his or her chairpersonship is also dismissed. So that makes that there's a lot of things that went wrong that was reported. There's a caretaker sheet that was given by Mr. Peter Mazo. Caretaker's duty sheet must be given on a meeting or a pre-meeting. But one man give out a chairperson a chairperson duty sheet. The chairperson duty sheet name a lot of things that you must do there. That house that is there, that house is funded. That chairperson haven't done anything that is in his duty sheet. It says he must not hunt on the farm, but he hunts on the farm. It says he must not sublet, but he sublet. And other people subletted on the farm. And he must see that that must not happen. Now, the CPA doesn't receive 1 cent. The broader family doesn't receive 1 cent. There's farmers who receive money there, but the money comes not to the CPA. One farmer, Peter Peta is not here. He couldn't send it to me because he's in the work. He has the statements of the farmer, Corney Hanarvester, that Peter told him there's a mistake, there's a fault with the CPA's bank account. You must pay the money into my personal account. That is wrong. Now, the rest of the family have no say on that farm. The other thing is, your farmers is a subcommittee. The subcommittee must be run by a member of the committee. And that member must report to the committee of the work of the subcommittee. But at Kayapan, the subcommittee is running the Kayapan community. There's 3 bank accounts of Kayapan, but no one can give us any statement of any bank account. Now, Mr. Van Wyk said that he's not the chairperson. I told Mr. Itumaleng, you can't co-opt a chairperson because a person that's co-opted don't have voting rights, and a person that's co-opted can't chair a meeting. A chairperson must be chosen at a general family meeting, and the deputy chairperson must take over the duties of the chairperson, and we have a deputy chairperson. I thank you.
Thank you, sir. Did you say the Kuepan is no longer functional? Is it functioning?
It is not functional.
Okay.
We want Kayapan to be put under
No,
under administration.
that's all I wanted to know, whether it is functional or dysfunctional. So you say it's not functioning. Does it have a committee?
Sorry, sir?
Does it have an elected committee?
No, that committee that they elected, there was not a quorum. Here is the minutes of that committee.
Okay, thank you. And therefore, it does not have a chairperson.
No, it have not. You can't choose a beneficiary. You must sit at the beneficiaries and not partake in the meeting.
Okay. Who is actually handling the accounts of KPAN now? Because it does not have an executive committee that is elected by beneficiaries. Where are the assets of this CPA?
No one can tell us because we asked the previous treasurers and previous chairpersons to be here, and they are not pitching up.
Okay, has it ever held when last did it have an annual general meeting?
Sir,
So the last AGM was in 2023?
yes, sir.
Okay. Does it have a beneficiary register?
We have here, sir.
Okay, is it updated?
Not yet.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Can we actually have a spokesperson or a presenter from JC Cluter, CPA?
Good day, afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Again, I see the Honorable Lucas is looking at
Okay.
me. Old Carlton
Okay,
student.
all right, all right. Okay, can you take your seat? No, please, can you take your seat?
The reason why I am here,
No, that's fine.
Oh, she will
can
take
you
my
take your
seat.
seat? We are going to discuss the JC Clute, challenges of representativity later. Can we have the Kuehas CPA?
Good afternoon, everyone. I am from the Kuhas. Okay. Thank you very much. Kuhas was handed over I'm told.
Maybe because the cameraman wants to capture you, maybe you can come stand behind.
Yes. Oh, shit. Thank you very much. The Kuhas, I'm told it was handed over in 2008 by the MEC and the Premier of the Northern Cape, Mrs. the Honorable Dipuo Peterson and the Honorable Tina Jongmat. Now the CPA, they had a meeting where they elected a committee, but I'm told the committee, the AGM committee was elected. Yes. Therefore, the committee was never functional. There was a chairperson, there was a deputy chairperson, but those people, they never came along, they never worked together to such an extent the committee just fell apart. And then I'm told that the chairperson who was elected in 2008, he took over the running of the farms, and he is not reporting to anyone. Now, we came in last year around November when we tried to ask questions about the activities of the Kuhas. And then we were told, Kuhas, the committee is not functional. There is a task team, but the task team, they are all over South Africa. I think one is in Prieska, one Cape Town, one Johannesburg. And we asked about their work, but there was nothing that they can prove. Now, when we looked into the constitution of the CPA, we asked where is the financial reports? There were no financial reports. Meetings, no reports. How was the task team elected? We're told it was just people who were vocal. Even some of them are not even beneficiaries because they were in the meeting and they were vocal and then they were elected. So we, is the chairperson, it's a Van Wyk. He's not here. He's not here. Yes, thank you very much. And then we came together, we formed the Upington group, because when we looked at the 667 list, we discovered that the Upington beneficiaries, they were making up 2/3 of the list, and they were the biggest. Hence, we called a meeting for the 1st of March so that the beneficiaries of Upington, they cannot endorse us, and then they should give us a mandate so that we can go to the government and find out about the problems. Because number one, there are 11 farms, there are activities going on the farms, but no one can give us a report. When you ask about the Van Wyk, who is the chairperson, you will just be told that man is dangerous. That man is fighting people. He don't want anyone on the farm. So there's no report from the task team, from the committee, from anyone. We tried to schedule a meeting with the departmental officials. Of course, Felicia, the one who's working in the Upington office, she accommodated us and she gave us a bit of information that she is having. She did not know much. Now, now what we are asking from the portfolio committee, it seems we as the Kuhas, we don't have access to information. Because if you ask the officials in the department, they are not really helpful in giving you the information. Because we came across a parliamentary question where the minister was asked about developments of the Kuhas. Now the report is saying there the Kuhas is placed under administration. Now when you ask who the administrator is, no one knows who he is. And it's for 17 years, from 2008 till now. Now we as a Upington Concern group, we decided, no, we cannot sit down and allow these things to happen for another year. Hence, we stood up, we formed the group. We are going for the meeting. It's not an AGM, because the AGM have got another process that we have to go through. We're just going to the meeting for the meeting to adopt us and then give us a mandate, and then we take it from there. But as far as Kuhas is concerned, there's nothing. Nobody can tell you what is going on there. Thank you very much.
Whilst you're still standing, may I please understand here, are you a member of the Kuhas or a beneficiary?
My mother is a beneficiary. She passed away, so I'm elected by the family to represent, to be the beneficiary.
Okay. So you are saying that there is no functional committee of the Kuhas CPA?
There's nothing.
So the last time the Kuhas had an annual general meeting was in 2024, did you say that?
2008. Oh, yeah, 2008.
2008.
Yes.
Ever since 2008, there hasn't been any, updating of the membership and things like those in the CPA.
There's no such. There's not even records of it.
So there was no formal meeting to actually accept you, receive you, admit you as a representative of the family after the passing away of you.
That's the reason we are going for the meeting on the 1st of March.
Okay.
Yes.
What was the purpose of the Upington group? Who formed that group?
Now, as they invited us to come and check the list because they wanted to update the list, and then we saw our names. We made suggestions since we saw the constitution. Then we said we cannot update the list if we don't go to a meeting so that we are being approved in a meeting.
So where are the assets of this CPA? The bank accounts, who is the signatories? What's happening there? There's nothing there.
As I have said, Chairperson, there's nothing going on because there's not even a paper trail. But fortunately, the Deputy Chairperson is here, and even him, there's nothing.
If there were to be someone who would stand up here and say, well, Kuhas is actually up and running, we have, working bank accounts, we are doing projects A, B, and C, they are functional, what would you say?
That's the person that we want because we, as I've already mentioned, tried to access information, but
Okay.
we could not get any.
All right, no, thank you. Can we go back to JC Klute? Honorable members, my dilemma is that, firstly, the gentleman over there was representing Pan. Now he also wants to represent JC Klute. As far as I know, you can only be a member or a beneficiary in one CPA. Is it? It can be two. Can you be an official of those two CPAs? Okay, no, that's fine. Because when introductions were made, the lady actually introduced the delegation from the Klute. I will actually first allow the lady to make a presentation, and then after her, I will allow the member over there to also say what he wants to say.
Good day, everybody.
And I just hope that you will actually help us, understand this kind of confusion.
All honorable members, also all protocol observed. I'm Vanessa Klute, representing Jonathan Klute Communal Property Association. Yes, this is the chairperson, John JC. Okay, all right. Thank you. Feedback from our side is that we do have an active committee. We do have active accounts. We have annual meetings. Our next one will be in April. We do have business meetings once a year, as well as special meetings in case we have any queries. Our committee consists of about 5 executive members and 9 additional members. Operations on the farm is such. We have about 260 livestock, sheep. We received the farm in 2016, and we rented it out until 2019, of which we started actually farming from 2019. We got about 104 sheep from the person that rented, and that's why we have 260 now. We do have challenges regarding the livestock, such as our fences are not good. And also we had this for the, I don't have a better word, the kop ziekte. We lost quite a couple of livestock. What we also do is annually we give we are about 15 households, so annually to give back to our beneficiaries, we give to each household a sheep per household. So each year we give them. I think what we want to concentrate more is our challenges on the farm. It's like our boreholes, when we received the farm, we got about 11. Currently, there are only 4 working. We use the money that we received for the rent and fix the borehole and other infrastructural challenges that we had. Our roads are also not in a good condition, and that's why they are part of the farm that we don't have access to. Funding is quite a concern. We did not receive any funding. However, we applied annually for projects from agriculture, but we were not successful. And our fence are the biggest, especially the outer, the one outside. We don't have proper housing. We erected temporary structures. We received 2, but they are not in a good condition. Also, no electricity on the farm is some of the challenges. We managed to get some solar. What we did, because there's no funds, the 104 sheep were divided by the family to 3 family members or beneficiaries to take care, and they are currently responsible for all expenses. The agreement is that they also have of their livestock with the CPA, because the CPA doesn't have funds to maintain the livestock. And the last part is that there is still some part of the land claim, unfortunately, that are not resolved. When we look into the original submission, it looks like some of it is not resolved, and I think our big question is why not? And the other part is how, like we received the land, but there was no land conveyor of, I don't know the word, to measure, that we really can see this is our farm. We said this is the farm, and we went there, and we would like to see that, because it's about 40,000 rand for really a person to come and measure, so that we can actually know the parameters of the farm. But I think that is all from my side. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, my sister. I would like to go back to Kepan. Is there anybody in the Kepan who wanted to give us a different perspective from what we had? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, is it possible I can speak Afrikaans, because I want to express me in my own language? Don't. Chair.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, but you just need to know that some of us will have actually missed some of the things that you would have said, and therefore it should not get offended if when we discuss the issues that you feel very strongly about are not actually raised by, perhaps are not attended by us, because they would have eluded us because of the language. But I can't say don't speak in Afrikaans. Yeah.
Chairperson, I will do my best.
Okay.
In Afrikaans.
No, just
in Afrikaans, but when I can mix it with the English, I will do so.
That would be fine. That would be fine.
Thanks, Chair.
Thank you.
Chairperson, die plaas Kepan is oorhandig 2017 met verskillende komitees wat uiteindelik gekies is, maar ek wil teruggaan tot 2024 waar EXCO uitvoerende komitee verkies is. Daardie uitvoerende komitee is existent, heidaglik. En daardie uitvoerende komitee hou hulle se exco meetings en daar was gemeenskapvergaderings in 2024 twee van hulle gehou, maar toe word daar onder die concern groep, die groep wat homself noem die concern groep, het redelik na vore gekom en hulle het mense confused gemaak, waarin mense nooit geweet het waar is hulle af of waar is hulle aan nie, sodoende dat hulle enige iets wat die uitvoerende komitee doen, verklaar as illegal. Dat maak nie saak wat ons probeer doen nie. Alles is net verklaar as illegal. En ons het toe verlede jaar het ons Julie maand was die minister in Kimberley gewees, waar ons daar die meeting attended en die versoek van die minister was gewees dat ons beide groepe onze verslae moet indien rondom wat aangaan in die Kajepan CPA. En ons het ons verslag ingedien. Ek vermoed hulle het ook, en as ek verwys aan hulle, dan praat ek van die concern groep, het ook hulle verslag ingedien. En tot hede het ons acknowledgement gekry van die ministerie af rondom ons verslag wat ons ingedien het. Ons het opvolgskrywes daarna geskrywe en ingedien by die departement en ons het nie dit gekry nie, terugvoering gekry nie. En as gevolg van die concern groep wat alles beskou as onwettig, was daar 'n delay gewees met vergadering sou verder, want ons weet nie meer hoe ons uitspreek as uitvoerende komitee nie, rondom die feit dat alles verklaar word as onwettig. Maar kan ek verklaar nou dat daar 'n huidiglike bankrekening is en wat het u nou verwys na die kan ek die woord lekker onthou nie, wat u gevra het, die eiendom, die bates, jammer. Daar is 'n bateverslag, is daar ook. Hy is in die besit van die secretary en met moontlike verdere ondersoek dink ek sal ons al daardie goedjies verskaf. Soos ek nou hier so sit ek in hand met 'n verslag wat ek ook kan aan die voorsitter nou indien om hulle self dan verder te vergewis wat in die Kajepan CPA aangaan. Dankie voorsitter.
Well, thank you. I don't want to open a dialogue between. Can somebody summarize? Was there is a gentleman over there who actually offered to? Can we? Yeah. Pass the mic over to the gentleman there, just to give us yeah.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson. First of all, after the Chairperson's comment about Afrikaans, I didn't even take note. I feel aggrieved because Afrikaans is one of the 11 official languages of this country. Every person has the right to express himself in the language. No, please, Chair, please allow me, Chair.
Okay. Please, I'm sure you missed what I said.
No, Chair. Hence, I offered.
All right. This is precisely why I allowed him to speak in Afrikaans, because I was observing that there are 12 languages, official languages in this country. So Afrikaans being one of them. So that is precisely why I asked him to actually continue to speak in the language that he is comfortable in. And then you offered to help us, some of us who actually did not understand. So I was actually hoping that you would do that. Okay. Honorable member, you still going to do that?
Gentlemen, you want to do the translation?
Who is going to do the translation now? No, it can't be the honorable person there, because you can see there is a problem.
I'm being honest, Chair. After the comment, I didn't even take note of what the man was saying. Hence, I cannot translate.
Okay, Honorable Luke, Sylvia, where is she? I'm sure Honorable Adams can help us.
Afrikaners is left. Down to
Oh,
Afrikaners left. How are you? It's chaos.
Maybe the Chief Director can help us.
Okay.
Can we be actually in the meeting? Please, can we be in the meeting? No, that's fine. I recognize your hand, but you are not going to speak now because we are busy with what we are busy with right now. Okay.
Thanks, Honorable Chair and Honorable members. I'm not going to do the translation. I will rather interpret than translate, which is condense everything into what I heard the gentleman saying. The gentleman said that he's part of the executive committee, and they've been conducting the affairs of the CPA. However, they are having a challenge in that whatever they try to do, the concerned group interpret it as being unconstitutional. And because of that part, it kind of creates instability because they no longer know how to engage, because whatever they try to do, they deem it to be unconstitutional. And then, yeah, they have a list of assets that they have compiled, and they are trying to manage the CPA in a way that it will become compliant. That's what if I was correct. So I think, yeah, my Afrikaans is not that good, but I think I just picked up those bits and pieces. My colleague, if there's anything that he wants to add that I left.
Okay, thank you. We are listening. We have not started the debate about who is what and what have you. That is why I have allowed two perspectives from one CPA. Now we've got the perspective of the honorable gentleman over there and the speaker who actually spoke in Afrikaans. Now I was going to go on and ask the Kuchas if there is anybody who feels that the perspective presented of the Kuchas is actually not correct, and who wants to actually give us a different perspective, a different report from what actually we have heard from the Kuchas. If there is nobody, that's fine. That is from the Kuchas. Okay.
Chairperson, let me try and use my shop steward's voice.
Oh yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, it's not a different perspective. It is just that I'm part of the task team that was elected at a meeting last year, and we can hear you. At a meeting last year, and the main focus was, and I want to concur with the spokesperson there, is that since the start of the CPA, it is non-functional. We have one person that is running the CPA like his tuck shop and is not reporting back. Now, what we wanted from the department is the one thing we need, because the department asked in 2015-16 that the list, the beneficiary list, the verification must be done again, because a lot of the beneficiaries on the list of the 667 have passed away. Secondly, it was clear from the time that the handover was done that there was other beneficiaries that was not on the list, and those beneficiaries must also be taken into consideration. So we need the help of the department to verify the list. Secondly, we need the department, since the CPA was put under administration, the department is still allowing this chairperson to operate as if he's still a chairperson of a committee that is functional. So we need the department to come in and let this person know that since the CPA is under administration, he can't operate as if he's still the chairperson of a committee that is no longer there. And thirdly, the department must after they assisted the beneficiaries with the verification, that there needs to be an AGM, so that a new committee must be elected for the CPA. So that is what we tried to ask the department to do. We asked for a meeting so that we can explain this, so that this can happen. Because currently, my friend is saying that there's 2/3 of them within Upington, and we are not disputing that. The issue is that the problem that he's sitting with, a lot of people are sitting with the beneficiary of the family have passed away, and now that family, that beneficiary must now be replaced by one of the same family. And that is the issues that we need the department to help us address as soon as possible, so that we can get back and make sure that this thing, because currently he is having meetings with investors to develop the land, but he's not coming back to the beneficiaries to discuss these things, and he is making money, and no, there's nothing coming into the beneficiaries in the trust. Thank you.
So if you say he's making money, who is it?
The chairperson that was elected, Mr. Baron van Wyk, he is currently, they are renting out farms of the community, and people are paying rent on these farms, but no money is coming into the trust account.
Okay, thank you. If I heard you well, is that there is no difference between... You are not disputing what the first reporter on Kuchas said. You are merely adding some of the dimensions that he may have left out. Okay, all right. Now let's go back to Klute. Now I want this thing to be clear before I ask the department to get involved. We want to know exactly who is who here in this meeting. So the Klute, there was a hand there because he said he was representing the Klute, and you have actually given your own report. Can we allow the gentleman over there to actually also say something and explain his status in these two CPAs?
I am actually for in CPAs, but I am the convener of the subcommittee, the Jonathan Klute Land Claim Subcommittee, and I have done research on our claim. And I can't understand why Dr. De Tooy and Mr. Petu told me that our claim is 100% correct, finalized. As I look to the government cassette said that Rooipoort 315 comprising of the following, and there's the list of farms, but we only get 5, 9, 10, and 11. They gave an upcoming farmer one of our farms that is on the list that we have claimed. They didn't even touch on the ones that the salt pans are on. They didn't even touch Meer municipality. The last time we spoke, the Honorable Lucas was the premier, and she said, ask the municipality for land. Because we were promised land, Mr. Petu said we will get land. And she said, ask the municipality. Municipality sent us from pillar to post. I even asked Mr. Lawrence to come and speak to me. I came from Kabeja. I phoned him the day that I came from Kabeja. I phoned him the day when I came here in Upington. I stayed 2 weeks in Upington. I phoned him every second day. The time that I go to Kabeja, I said I go tomorrow to Kabeja. He asked me, can't you come past Kimberley? I said, will you pay for my fuel and for the guest house? He said no. I said that I go to Kabeja. So that means that no one looked into the thing here. I looked to the testament. The testament says that Aletta Kluter may sell her portion of the land if her son Jonathan give his permission. And we know when you give permission and you can't write, on each page you must make your cross. And at the last page where your signature must be, you make a cross and you put your thumbprint there. Then it's an official document. This is not signed like that. That farm, the lawyer said, Patrick is not here, he's in Durban. He had a document. The lawyer said, I can't see any place where Mr. Adam Kluter have acknowledged a debt. But they said they owe 1,000 pounds. His livestock was so immense, they could have taken some of his livestock. He have 2,000 cows alone. He have 4,000 sheep. The lists are there. But they took 20,000 more of his land. And they cut 6 farms out of that. And on the same day, they transferred that 6 farms to 6 owners on the same day. And if we see the deed office is in Klerksdorp, and to transfer 6 farms to 6 owners on one day, there's an irregularity there, and they didn't pick that up. And I said the other day, I looked to the government cassette, I said, can you see here that Meer municipality is not on here? But they publish the same government cassette, the same date, the same number, everything the same, but Meer is not on there with that discrepancy. So here is the map of Rooipoort. So we didn't.
Can you make me understand? Are you saying the JC Kluter claim is not finalized?
We are not finalized. Here's our documents. We only received 8,000 hectares.
Out of?
29,000 hectares.
So the claim is not finalized?
It's not finalized, but they said it's finalized.
Who is saying it's finalized?
Dr. Tway and Mr. Petu. Mr. Petu said we have received millions for Meer.
Are they government officials?
Yes, they are a land reform.
Okay.
My family want to know where is that money in which account. And they put the upcoming farmer to at Ganaspur. Here is Ganaspur on the government cassette, and he received last year a title deed for Ganaspur, and our claim is in, and the government cassette was published 30th December 1996. But last year they give him a title deed for Ganaspur.
Now, you spoke about Adam. Who is Adam?
He's the owner of, he is the father of Jonathan Kluter. Jonathan Kluter is his youngest son. So the JCCPA is Jonathan Kluter Communal Property Association.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thanks.
Thank you, sir.
Information. Can we now actually allow the department to give clarity on some of the issues that have been raised? I'm happy that this morning a representative of the office of the CPA, the national office, is actually here, and the DDG is here. The representative of the office of the minister is here, and all the heavyweights are here. So we must come out with a way forward here. All right, thank you. Over to the department. I'm not sure whether the MEC would like to say anything now. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson, honorable members. Chair, in terms of the approach, Mr. Andrew Lawrence will deal with the local case. And then Mr. Mashune will deal with specific allegations leveled. And then the Deputy Registrar will also touch on some of the issues. But Chair, I think we need to, this one, Honorable Lucas and MEC Motlhaping, I can speak with authority. Mere municipality was disestablished. It has been disestablished. So you won't see it appear in some way. It was disestablished. I was still part of local government then. It is part of David Crapper local municipality, Mir. It has been disestablished. No, a long time ago. Okay, anyway, it's fine.
Can we allow him to actually make a presentation?
Yeah, I thought I must clarify that.
If there are discrepancies, we'll raise our hands
Yes.
when we discuss.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Lawrence.
Thank you, Chairperson. As to my knowledge, the Rooipur claim was settled in 3 phases. Phase 1 and 2, we restored land to the CPA, and phase 3, we paid financial compensation. The issues raised here, some of these issues, the first time that I'm hearing these issues, we did not bring the file because we were not aware these issues would be raised at this meeting. So is it possible that we could get the complaint, and when we get back to the office, we can then respond in writing to give a detailed report on how the claim was settled?
Okay, it's a pity that we seem to have gotten into discussing the substantial issues around the JC Klute, because we should have started with the Goyepan first and discuss those issues that were raised there in a systematic way. Otherwise, we are going to be hobnobbing on all without actually any.
No, Chair, I hear what you're saying. The approach was that these 2 let's just get them out of the way. But then I think colleagues, when they respond, they will deal with Kwepan, Kuchas, and JC Klute, those specifics. The land claim issue as well as the Mir story.
Good afternoon, members and the members of the CPAs. Chair,
I hope that we are going to to exhaust anything to do with Keyepan. What is this? Keyepan, yeah. Let's deal with that and over and done with it. And then we move on to Kuchas.
Can I say something, Chair? If we do that, then we are biased, because I want to read what the law says.
Okay, we are coming to that, say. We will be coming to that. We want to be systematic to do justice to the issues. And I am saying, what is it? Kepan is one CPA who started actually to give us a presentation. I am saying, let us focus on that and deal with Kepan in a systematic way. If we are going to be hobnobbing, then we are going to be wasting our time if we do that. You know, okay. All right, let's deal with Kepan. The officials now, they are going to be responding to what you said on Kepan.
All right, thank you, Chairperson, and good afternoon, members. With Kepa, what the current chairperson was indicating is the status as we know it. However, the biggest challenge that we are faced with is that the concerned members.
Once you're standing, you say what, your opening sentence, you said what the current chair.
Yeah.
Can you?
Yes. All right. Maybe let me take it back, Chairperson, to give a context so that maybe you will understand how Kwipan never at any stage since we joined the tenure unit, there has been any committee in Kwipan that neither of them have accepted as a committee. So each and every time that we were doing the interventions, even where there's a independent person who's doing the elections, we were faced with challenges of concerned members disputing the elections. The elections that took place with the current committee, after its elections, we also faced the same problem in that as the family, like Mr. Swart was indicating, we did receive they met as a family and then they elected. None of the officials was part of it. Then I was then submitted with a dispute from another concerned members, where we then met with the group. And then in the meeting which the concerned members are saying I disbanded the committee, I then agreed with that committee to say we won't disband you, but I will call you an interim committee that will take us to the proper elections. The reason why we were doing an interim is because the person that was elected there as a chair, which was Mr. Patrick Daris, unfortunately is not here, was not also a member of the CPA. So for you to be a member of any on the committee, for the registrar to accept the committee, you must be a member. So those were some of the technicalities that we were showing there. But because of the severity and the dispute in Kwipan, I could not just say I'm not recognizing this committee. Hence, I took them through what I called a task team that took us to an April AGM. Going to an AGM in April in 2024, somehow in their own family group, someone communicated that an AGM is a family meeting. Now, we came to a meeting on a Saturday, knowing that this is a AGM.
So who convened?
The AGM was us, with the appointed service provider. We came to a meeting. When we get to a meeting, the concerned members in that meeting said, this cannot be an AGM because on the group, we were told we are coming to have a family meeting. I then said to them, as the department officials, we don't attend family meetings. We can't preside over family meeting. This was an official meeting which a notice was given in 21 days. That I then said, if this is a family meeting, we must be excused. There was a dispute in the meeting to saying I can't leave and leave them not to have the meeting. Eventually, consensus was reached to say, indeed, this is an AGM. AGM went on, the elections were conducted. But when you look also, Chairperson, at what took place in that meeting, one of the first tasks was to adopt new members. Majority of members that are now in the consent groups are coming from this group, which is the Extians and the Daris. Now they had lodged a separate land claim from a community claim. And it is a claim to which the commission, when they were settling a claim, they had combined the claim. Now to them, because when you mix them with the community claim, majority becomes these other families that we call them the Masdops. So every time there's a resolution that will be taken in a meeting, they will always contest that decision because majority doesn't favor the outcome to which they want. And that is always been associated with someone in one meeting said, my name now is Itumele Masdop, because now I'm always siding with this group of the Masdops. Now, something that also took place in 2025, Chairperson, and I want to take you through the legislation and bring you to some of the interventions that you as members of parliament try to help us in helping CPAs. And when we try to implement these things, it doesn't seem somehow it's what gets accepted by the members themselves. We had a community meeting which in that meeting, because there was a dispute about the elections, there's a dispute about the land transactions, everything that Mr. Masdop, Mr. Swart, sorry, Mr. Swart, is raising, it has always been part of the crux of the problem in Quickpan. But then in that meeting that we wanted to address these things, there's my colleague who's the coordinator. Because they are disputing that they don't have a chairperson, they are disputing the gentleman as a chairperson. The deputy chairperson was in Namibia. Now she stood up as a coordinator to say, because there's no deputy chair, you are disputing that he's a chair, we will chair the meeting so that we can reach consensus on these things. Mr. Swart himself, sorry that I have to point to him because he was the one who was vocal. She said she can't, this is not a government meeting, it's their meeting. And that meeting was disrupted. We didn't reach any consensus to resolve all these problems. Then we called another meeting with the intervention of portfolio committee members, Member Nana and Ian Madikizel. They called us, we came, we met with the concerned members as trying to get the intervention. In this meeting, also, I must say that just after that meeting which was disrupted, they also wrote a complaint of sort of a vote of no confidence personally against me. And this is where Section 10 of the Act makes a provision that the DG appoints an official in the department to intervene based on their experts before we look at appointing service providers from outside. And it's from that basis that we've been helping the CPA in trying to intervene. But one of the lines in the clause, it says, if such person is acceptable to the parties to the dispute. Now, when they wrote a complaint to say I'm biased, that's when we pulled out until such time that the department appoint an independent person to come and help them. Because ever since from 2021, even before 2019, none of the interventions that really we try and do is always been accepted by the concerned members. So it's through that removal that bulk of our intervention in trying to help the CPA could not be done. But with the main problem that we were facing was that the commission, because there's still other properties, when it comes now to land transactions, that commission had not yet settled other claims. We were waiting for the commission to finalize the research on that 3 other claims, so that one of the resolutions was that the family of the extians will have their own claim being dealt separately, and the commission was going to be resolving that. So we left the claim from 2014, middle 2025, not being actively helping the CPA on the basis that we could not personally intervene in the CPA until such time that when Honorable Nana and Matikizela came. Then they wrote another email saying, let him come back and come and assist us. Now the constraints that we are faced with, again, Chairperson, and it's not an excuse, and earlier DDG in the earlier meeting tried to explain the problem of capacity for Northern Cape. That tenure unit doesn't have, it's severely when it comes to staff, we are strained. And as and where there's a movement where we are able to can assist CPAs, that's where we focus. Whilst at the same time we are trying to look for help on these other CPAs. But bulk of the time in 2025, we were waiting for the commission to assist us with the research report, which we only received an approval thereof only in December 2025, which we are due to go and present that report to the members as a way of trying to solve this thing of a communal property association affecting the Daris and the extians claim, so that because they seem not to be wanting to be in this majority of the MASDOPs, which every time when there's elections, they say they are not part of they don't accept the resolutions that are happening there. There was a bank account, the bank account that the treasurer now is part of the concerned members. One of the current concerned members that was elected in the 2024 elections resigned, is now part of the concerned members. So it's some of those things that we are faced with in the CPA, but we are hoping now that the commission has finalized this combination of the claim, that once the claim is separated based on the research report, that the claimant will begin to manage themselves, and this thing of a majority decision will not be the source of this dispute that is happening currently in the CPA. So, yeah, in short, Chair, I think that's what we could reply insofar as Kwipan is concerned on the issues that they were highlighting. But as matters are, the committee also is hamstrung from the fact that every time when they want to do something, there's a parallel structure from the concerned members that they claim that they are also a committee, and they are not allowing committee to be functional. So the functionality thereof of a committee is being affected by the behavior of the concerned members. Hence, then even the CPA cannot be compliant in complying to those provisions that are required by the Act. Thanks, Chair.
Thank you. We are still on Kwipan. Who also would like to have a bite on this chair?
No, I think Mr. Masini is.
Okay. All right. From the Kwipan CPA. Okay.
Namens Abraham Visser van die Kwipan CPA. Ek wil net so oor 'n paar dinge praat, ek gaan hier nie ophou nie. Kwipan, twyfel ek of ons dit gaan reg kry. Kwipan is in die begin verkeerd ontvang. As ek in die grondwet in my grondwet van Kwipan lees, dan is daar mense wat moes geteken het van die ontvangs van die konstitusie. Daar is slegs 2 persone, Willem Masdorp, Pieter Masdorp, wat geteken het. Slegs 2. Daar is plek voorsien op hierdie blad vir getuies. Hy skoon. Dit is van die start af verkeerd. Dit vra hierso, dit sê, wat is nou wanneer hulle die ding gekry het. Al dus gedoen en geteken te Postmansburg op hierdie, daar is nie 'n dag nie. Dag van, daar is ook nie 'n datum of iets nie. Die ding is blank. Hy is blank die. Ons gaat nie regkom nie. Die konstitusie sê, op die plase, al wat 'n plaas is, het almal die reg. Dit praat van gelykheid. Gelyke regte. Die anders, die Keiepan, spesifiek Keiepan, sekere mense kan kampe uitverhuur, terwyl Abraham Visser nog nie 'n kamp het nie. Daar is nie gelyke regte nie. As ons nie hierdie probleme uit die weg uit kan kry nie, sal daar nooit vrede op die plaas kom nie. Hier is 'n caretaker gekies. Nie een kan my sê van Keiepan se familie en gemeenskap kan vir my sê waar was hierdie man geverkies in 'n vergadering nie. Dit is die onwettige goed wat ons wat ek van praat. Die man het 'n stuk grond gekry, 2000 hektar. Hy is doodgekrap, hy is gemaak 4000 hektar. Hy kan met meer diere. Niemand vir hom boer nie. Hy verhuur dit uit. Dit is nie reg so nie. Ons kan nie so aangaan nie. Die man het 'n kontrak gekry. Sy kontrak verstrek 2029. My verhuur dit uit, terwyl ons anders sonder dit sit. Ons kan nie so aangaan nie. Ek hoor nou meneer Van Wyk praat hier van finansiële verslae. Dit is vandag die eerste keer wat ek hoor, daar is so iets. Dit was nog nooit. Die grondwet sê dit moet aan die familie bekend gemaak word by 'n vergadering. As hierdie vergadering nie vandag gesit het nie, het ons nooit geweet van daar's verslae nie. Ons weet nie. Dit is wat die dinge wat Keiepan sal nie regkom nie. Eer dan daar nie mense klim op die komitee wat weet met wat hulle besig is. Hier in die komitee wat al die komitees van Keiepan wat nog gekies is 'n boetieskap. En met dit sal ons nie kan deurkom nie. Baie dankie.
Thank you. Translation, please.
Hulle wat ek het gehad. Hy pamula.
Thanks, Honorable Chair, and Honorable Chairs and members. The issues that were raised by the gentleman is that in their constitution was signed by only 2 people, and there is a provision for the signature of witnesses who did not sign the constitution. And the last page of the constitution, which is written, the words signed at, is not dated in terms of that last page that is referring to. Now, the other thing that is that he's referred to someone who has signed a contract that ends in, I think, 2029. And then he's saying that until people that are put in charge of Keiepan know what they are doing, nothing will come right in Keiepan. That's the interpretation, Chair. Thanks.
Thank you very much. Chairperson, what they said is that there is someone that has been appointed without their knowledge, and this person got a piece of land of, it was supposed to be 2,000 hectares, but he changed it with his own handwriting to 4,000 hectares. Getting that piece of land, then he leased it out. He's not even utilizing the land, and this person is not a beneficiary, he's the appointed I don't know what did he say, appointed what caretaker. And that is the crux of the matter, that the beneficiaries doesn't have land. But people that are not beneficiaries getting land by virtue of being caretaker and still leasing the land out. That is the crux of the issue what he raised.
So in other words, Honorable Member, you are confirming that there was this fault, this discrepancy where I mean, the hectareage was increased from 2,000 to 4,000.
That is what he said. He said he's got the paper they can.
Okay. Is the department aware of that?
Chair, I don't know whether maybe because those are your functional issues, that maybe we could have requested that they be answered by the chairperson. But I want to say, part of the reasons why you gave us since 2024 October the new amendments, provisions are saying there's no more committee that will sign a contract without it having came to us. Is to avoid this type of surprises that we hear that there's things that have been signed and we can't account to. But the gentleman who's raising the matter was a committee also. So the document which he's raising, I don't know whether it was signed also at the time or when he was a committee or it's after. Hence, I'm asking that it's something that the current chair could respond to, because those are things that are functional.
Okay, he is responding that he was a member of the committee. Well, that is the question of semantics.
Yes.
Okay, all right. That's a question of semantics, but he was part of the committee that actually authorized that kind of a deal.
Yeah, committee member. A person is a committee member. You are a member first of a CPA and then you become a member of a committee. So I'm saying he was the member of the committee, the people that were supposed to be signing contracts on behalf of the general members.
Even the Constitution.
The Constitution, because at the time, I don't think he was there, but it was done at the time of settlement. But I want to paint
something that could have been raised in the committee meeting.
Yes, and we've addressed it, Chairperson, in this following, and it's an error that I said, Deputy Registrar. We will no longer allow it to happen. Earlier, one of the members said he was aggrieved when we said the languages are 12. These are some of the challenges that Northern Cape, every time when I'm submitting the registrations of the CPAs, members of the community, because they understand the Afrikaans language, they want their constitutions to be in Afrikaans. Now I'm compelled to do a set of a Afrikaans version so that the members can be happy. But the one that will be approved in the office of the registrar, and I've explained this to the members, the English version, it cannot be approved if it doesn't have a date, it doesn't have a place, it doesn't have all the witnesses. But the Afrikaans version, because it's for them to can understand, that's why we are not so, no, I don't want to say strict in us wanting, because we want them to understand the language, but which one is it, the one that is in the office of the registrar? And I've explained this in one of the meetings, but it keeps on being raised as an issue every time when we meet. Because it's the document to which they believe it should be the formal document to them. But the challenge of Pretoria, that when I submit an Afrikaans document, no one there can understand. Yes, there's no one there who can approve something that is in Afrikaans. Yes, here in the province we can approve. But them, when it gets there, it's a challenge that they can't approve something to which they also don't understand. Hence, they made a provision to us to say, Northern Cape, it's fine, bring them in that way, but the one that will file is the English version, but your clients, and we tried to explain this to the members, but it seems now it's becoming a problem for us, and it's a learning curve that I even said in the previous meetings, that something that we're trying to help is becoming a source of a dispute sometimes in CPAs. And we'll have to see how with the new office of the registrar we correct such things.
Okay, how then do we move forward? I want solutions now. We have actually lamented over the problems. We need to move towards actually getting the solution. Can I recognize the hand of Mr. Swartz?
I can't understand that, Mr. Bashir.
And I want any speaker now to say whatever he wants to say, but at the end, tell us what the way forward should be.
Yeah, I can't understand that Mr. Mashune referred to the concerned group. We have given them a lot of pointers how to go forward. But Mr. Mashune is biased. Here it says in the training manual coming that he presented, here it says that all verified members may enter the venue, the eligible members may vote, only eligible members may vote. Now it says the principle of majority rule must prevail, only verified members may contest the elections. Then it says that all beneficiaries must sit on one side. Here is the minutes where they said in their minutes, all the beneficiaries sit one side. Mr. Putti is a beneficiary. Mr. Van Wyk is a beneficiary. Mr. Isaac Mazorp is a beneficiary. But the beneficiaries is there now on the executive. How does it work? He breaks his own training manual. He breaks his own constitution. It can't work like that. This man can't be a chairperson. And that's why I said, I told Ms. Sekimotse the day that she come and tell us, you can't go up a chairperson. Mr. Mashune is the cause, he and Mrs. Sethi, that my family is fighting because they pitch up late at a meeting and then they must leave early because they run to the next meeting. Failing to plan is planning to fail. That is what I told them many times. You must plan your route so that you can be in time. Most of the things that he says is a lie because he is. How many times did he report to Mr. Mashune what is going on the farm? He do nothing about that. He said there's family matters. Now he wants to come and tell me that this man is my chairperson. He will never be my chairperson according to the law. Thank you, sir. The way forward is we must remove the illegitimate committee because my family doesn't know about that committee. We must give order notice for 21 days and then we must do an annual meeting where we chose a committee. That will be the way forward so that all families can take and partake in that process. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you for that. I want us to be clear around the issues of the rights in a meeting, in a conference. The conference is it for members or beneficiaries or both? That is the AGM. Now, when it comes to elections, who has the powers to vote? Is it the beneficiaries or members? Verified members, legitimate members? Yes, sir.
But you will give the overall. Chair, there's a members of the CPA from a household, how the land claim settles claims. They settle a claim and then they say this is a household. In a household, you are 5 or you are 10. From that household, you choose a person that is a representative of the family. Just as we do, like your estate, there's a rep that is representing. Now, when it comes to the CPA Act, now we call that rep a member. But that member is representing beneficiaries. Now, in the same vein, like in this meeting that you've received as the portfolio committee complaints, if you were to ask from who does these complaints come from, it will be beneficiaries, not members. And members are the ones that were supposed to be giving information to the beneficiaries. And it's the gap that we see in all CPAs that members are not doing their function, which leads to bulk of the concerned members becoming the beneficiaries because they are not being informed about the decisions that are taking place in the CPA itself. But just to explain it in short, there's a member, there's a beneficiary. We can all be beneficiaries, but when it comes to decision making, is that one person that we chose, and not in all. And this no, Chairperson, it's what we are. It's intimidating me, and we are being subjected
Can
to
we
every
please
time.
listen? Before it, I'll speak in my own language and see if you will understand. I am saying, can we actually be in a meeting and give people chances to say what they want to say? We can't have one person dominating the meeting. Then it's not a meeting. I'm not used to that kind of disorder. Okay.
So like I was saying, Chair, beneficiaries, there's a member who's representing them and he's responsible for them. There are CPAs that are not established through restitution, that are redistribution. Their membership is determined individually by those people that had established a CPA. So not in all CPAs, you will find that everybody, there's a situation of a household. There's that distinction because of how the CPA was established. Now with Kwipan, like I've explained, like for an example, with respect, Mr. Swart is from the Extian or the Daris. There's one person elected there who's representing that family, and the rest of them are beneficiaries that has to respect this member who is the one that must be taking decisions in the CPA. Even in writing complaints, is the member, not them as beneficiaries, directly coming to the CPA or even to us as the department. But this is the dilemma that we are faced with. But the new office, there's a regulation that comes there to say, going forward, how are we going to be mitigating that?
Would you actually ascribe that misunderstanding to the fact that there are limited, training, meetings, and so on, engagement with the either beneficiaries and or the members? Because it's a question of lack of understanding. That if you elect a person to go and represent you,
amount of the claim, it requires Section 35 of the Constitution. It needs total review of how the claim was settled. However, in 2018, what the then acting DG did was to approve placing this CPA so long under administration. So when members are saying there's a report in Parliament where we said the CPA is under administration, I don't recall us as the provincial writing a reply question. And I think it was the question from Honorable Matthias at the time, asking about Kuchas, what is happening. We did say the approval for placing a CPA under administration has been granted, and the matter is with the state attorney. 2018, 2019, and members not trying also to come with excuses, but this is the problem that we've been facing in the Northern Cape, and I think our Chief Director will come in there. The Office of the State Attorney has never retained a person that deals with land reform for a period of maximum of even 1.5 years. Every 1.5 years, there's a new person that we need to brief. We briefed an advocate who was supposed to take the matter, because to place a CPA under administration is the process that we need to take it to court. The DG, yes, can make a decision that, yes, we are taking it to administration, but the final court order has to be issued. It's not something that we just implement. So the matter has not yet gone to court because of the challenges that we've been facing ever since 2018 with the Office of the State Attorney, just for this matter to get to court. With the current amendments, despite us having that decision of the DG, that's where the member that was responding said Ms. Felicia Nell met with the interim committees. It's so that we can then explore, because now the new amendments are bringing a different spin of, you don't just take a CPA to a administration without you as the department having tried to put an interim committee first. So that's the measure to which from last year when Felicia was trying to meet with the current interim, you call us task team members, that she was trying to get the views from both sides, even Mr. Barren van Staden's side, so that eventually we can then be able to get to a point of even updating the membership list of these 667 members. If you can recall, the speaker, as he was talking, he kept on saying, as I was told. So it could be those things that we need to go and update, so that come the time of doing the new committee, if you are not on the updated list, you are going to face challenges of us not appointing you, even also as an interim committee. So that's the plan and the implementation that we are trying to do. Hence, that was the process that Felicia was doing around December. We needed now January, February to resuscitate the meetings, because in one of their requests was that you are requesting that I must personally be in a meeting. You also want Mr. Andrew Lawrence to be in the meeting, because the meetings that you've been holding with Ms. Nell, you were not happy that she's the only one there. So the next meeting that we were supposed to hold, that's where myself and Mr. Lawrence are supposed to be there, so that we can give this information to which you say you don't have. But the whole aim is so that eventually there has to be a membership update. We can't go to any other meeting or even begin to recognize yourselves without us having done membership update. Because then it will be to give you false hope of saying you must be the ones that partake, but come the election, we'll be saying you can't stand for elections. So that's the process that Ms. Nell, with yourself, can't recall when was the last email, but it's within this year where you were reminding her that we need to sit, to have myself and Mr. Lawrence to have this session with yourself. So that's the State House chairperson insofar as Kuchas is concerned. But yes, Kuchas it's a concern also to us that one person seems to be the like a boss over the entire 667. But what has been the hamstring for us was the fact that he was disputing how the claim was settled, and that is the space to which yesterday we don't have in terms of legislation, but it's the space to which the courts have to review, and that is the claim space. Thanks.
Okay, and I will now allow honorable members to actually have questions or also make statements and I will recognize hands. Honorable members. Honorable Lisa.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. I just with regards to the issue of people, I think we need to agree that we will have to get all of those people together, and I think the process of this following will be proper as long as we make sure that everyone is in one space so that they can agree on the issues. And also, like you said, there is some similarities with the Kohas issue. But what is very saddening about this Kohas thing, for many years that Jacobs have been running around to make sure that the people come together and they wanted this thing to be solved. They have died upon us. And we are still sitting with the same issues of this Kohas thing. The same person that Baron used to mention for a long time. It's now that we have that is disputing the fact that the claim was resolved differently. But Kohas, there have been many people staying there because it was a mining area. So I don't think there is in any way that one group can claim the Kohas issue. But what needs to be done? What I want to say to officials of the department, they must be consistent in how they respond to issues when we ask for responses to these issues. Because over the years I got many different responses from the very same department about this Kohas issue. And today now, we hear that there is this issue that there should be a verification process or whatever has happened. I'm just thinking about that it goes to court really, and I feel as if I will cry. Because if you're trying to get these people, using all this money, you've been running up and down as an old man that could barely walk properly. And up until today now, we are hearing this story. At one stage, I was told that the Kohas claim have been concluded, and there is nothing that can happen. The people must, between and among themselves, sort out the issue. Now there is a different story. Can I please just request honesty, openness, and can I please just request that some of these issues, particularly Kohas, can be addressed and be finalized, so that we can understand where it's coming from. There is one thing that I also, Chairperson, the issue of members and beneficiaries. I'm just asking, because I'm staying in a restitution area with a lot of problems, there is a trust for that matter. Now, last year, before the master could again appoint people to form the trust, there was a process of verification. Now, who is being verified? Is it members or is it beneficiaries? I just want us to understand that thing very clearly. I really want to understand that thing very clearly. Because that is where the confusion also arises. Because sometimes there is a meeting, they will sit, and people coming back from that meeting will say there was no quorum because it was not the primary beneficiaries. The people that was the secondary beneficiaries. You will hear all of this kind of different terms that is being thrown around. And we should be clarified about that issue. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable members, is there any?
Thank you, Chairperson. Chairperson, we hear the issues from all the CPAs, from some challenges amongst themselves and issues between the department, which is unresolved issues. In my view, Chair, let them come together again, because now at this moment, it is really a difficult issue for us to come in. As it stands from my side, we can't come in if there is unresolved issues between the department and CPS. They must correct the issues that they have amongst them and then revert back to us as a committee so that we can sit around the table and verify the issues again, and then we can go from that meeting to have or to come to a conclusion in the direction of a resolution so that we can, and all parties can be happy afterwards. So that when we are going away from each other, we depart from each other, everyone must be happy and everyone must get their part as they wish. I thank you.
Yeah, thanks very much, Chairman. Colleagues, this morning we went to expense, yeah, whatever it is, but you know, that drying raisins. And this is a matter that we should probably consider. Because the truth of the matter is that the CPA model is not working everywhere. I mean, if you've got somebody in Joburg, the other one is in Namibia. I mean, when I first came into contact with CPA models, Chairman, we went, this was in the fourth parliament, we went to Alexander Bay, as far. It was a mess from day one. And there you talk serious money because the mining diamonds, it's serious money. Some guys are in Cape Town, others are in Joburg, others never set foot in Rajasthan in their life. It's just that their forefathers were born in Rajasthan. You know what I mean? It's even more complicated when it comes to farming. My belief is farming is a calling. I don't aspire to farm anymore because I don't even want to dirty my hands. It has to be somebody who has grown in the, through the process, somebody who really aspires to be a farmer. Somebody, you know, I'm not saying we can't farm, we can farm, but the point is that it has got to be a calling, something that you will have to dedicate. I think it's 16 hours a day to run a successful farm, I'm told. So I think it's probably about time that we consider a model that we saw this morning at the place that we need to mention. I just forget the name. People there got given between 1 hectare and 5 hectares, and 5 hectares to grow your own grapes and do your own thing. And it is working. I mean, they took us on a tour this morning. People are trying their own grapes. No one from Joburg comes and say, no, but I have got a share in your grapes. I think it's about time that we must consider alternative models than CPAs, and this includes the KFN issue. Secondly, Chairman, and in this one, maybe Chief Director and Finance brains around this room will give clarity. I know it could overstretch members of parliament and members of the provincial legislature a bit. Maybe we should consider accepting invitations to some of these AGMs, particularly the contentious ones, just for us, even if, Chairman, you said one person to go and observe and not interfere with the election process, so that whatever we get in this kind of gatherings, I am able to, to stand up and say, no, but this is not what happened. So I'm saying, colleagues in the legislature, maybe it's something that we should consider. I'm sure the chairman will definitely throw it on us and we will consider it. I mean, we've got AGMs coming up, and I don't know the legalities of us attending as observers. You guys will have to give us direction. And lastly, on my part, colleagues, as this portfolio committee, we were dealing with a very sensitive issue of the land. And I can tell you, across political parties here, we are committed into making a success of our 5 years and not end up being another 5 years of reports, one report after the other. It's a commitment that you find in this committee. And by the look of things, the fact that we've already been through the length and breadth of this country, that on its own suggests our commitment to this cause. But having said that, I get really worried when we treat one another badly. Let's try and be cordial. We don't have to be friends, but please can we try and be cordial to one another. We were in Mpumalanga and KZN as well. Families are being torn apart by this thing, and we cannot be complicit to that. That is my request. Let us be cordial and gentle, treat one another with respect. Thank you very much.
Honorable Dr. Matlasa.
No, thank you so much, Chairperson. I was not going to talk, but my problem is the department, because they need to. I want to focus on governance and compliance. There is a huge difference for being a grower and to be a farmer. It's a huge difference. Now, if you settle this matter with the CPA, but you don't provide training, you don't monitor the implementation, you don't revisit to see if there is compliance, you don't check the issues of, I want to specifically on this one of, what is it, Kuris. Now, I wanted to check if with Kuris, the complainants with all government requirements such as the payments of lease fees, rentals, tax compliance, etc. Now, it is difficult to move from being a grower to a farmer. It looks simple when you are growing, and the next day they tell you are an owner now. Where must you get the skills to administrate these things? I feel like the department has neglected our people. Even the issue of financial statements is very important, and it's everywhere. All the CPAs are struggling with that one. And my question has always been, where is the department? Where is the department? That is my problem. Now, how effective is the post-settlement support monitoring by the department? And how often they conduct a site inspection? Because if you issue money, you must monitor the implementation. And we're not talking 2 years. This is farming. It's about patience. We're talking 20 years. Because some of the people who are here will be sitting with their grandchildren tomorrow. Some have indicated that their parent passed on, they've been nominated to be here. It's continuously. So I know it's difficult for you, but me, I'm putting it on the department. Chairperson, I submit.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Honorable members and colleagues, we are actually trying to wind up, to wrap up. Of course, we've discussed this matter. If we open it any further, we are going to spoil all the things that actually happen. I think
No.
Okay, all right, okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Chair. Thank you very much, Chair. Yesterday I took from Joburg in a heavy rain to come to this oversight. So going back home and I haven't said anything, it doesn't feel well. But let me rather say what I wanted to say. I want to paint a picture for the parliamentary committee about both the CPAs, and the department. There is something that they are missing. That the fiasco, the instability, and inability to resolve the problems. There are residents in the CPAs that are not members or even beneficiaries. I don't know if you are aware of that. And I can tell you now, this whole thing of not finding each other, both the CPA and the department, affects those people because the very CPAs cannot agree with municipalities in terms of service level agreement, and our people have been suffering. I mean, it's a direct human rights violation that a municipality cannot access a land that is claimed and assist. I want to raise that one, and that's why I'm not going to say anything to the department regarding all these other things. The chair of the committee said we'll have our own session with them, but I thought this one, it must be painted in this meeting that it's not only the spheres, there are other innocent people who are being affected. And we cannot be just looking at this thing when our people cannot receive services. In the previous guys we met, where we come from, there was that gentleman who even mentioned that people cannot get your RDPs, those services. And I think we need to come up with a table-charged kind of resolutions for this problem so that we can be able to comply. Because even ourselves, I mean the CPAs and the department, they are complacent with regard to how this basic human rights of our people are being trampled because there's no finding each other because of all these stakeholders. I think I'll drop my mind on that one. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much. The point you raised is very, very important. That of service delivery to our people by municipalities. Because whether they are in a CPA, property or whatever, they are entitled to have running water. They are entitled to have RDP houses. They are entitled to have their access roads actually being attended to by municipalities and also in some instances by the provincial government. So they cannot be strangers in their own country. That cannot happen. If I were to wrap up that JC Kute, CPA, there is a fundamental matter that is actually outstanding. The finalization of the claim by land restitution. I don't want to discuss that matter because we all agree that there is that gap. So that must be finalized. We are going to take the matter up with Mr. Buchman, and we are going to put time frames on it. We don't want to come back here anytime and still talk about the outstanding matter insofar as the finalization of that case is concerned. We are going to take the matter up with the Minister and Mr. Buchman. That's the commitment of this committee. Insofar as the Tepan CPA is concerned, there too we are going to, the DBG is here. We are having meetings every Wednesday in Cape Town as this portfolio committee. And at every meeting, we invite the minister and we invite the director general. So we are going to be discussing with them next week. And we want a commitment from the director general and also the minister that the department is going to actually have some kind of a roadmap to solve the issues around Cape and CPA. And we want that written down because we want to present it to Parliament. We want that firm commitment. We don't want to come back here in the middle of the year and still be talking about these issues. And the Kuchas, we will demand also from the Director General and the Minister a roadmap with time frames. When is this CPA is going to have its own annual general conference so that it elects a legitimate committee that is going to run the affairs of this CPA. So all the other issues that need to be attended to before the annual general conference, it's not our cup of tea. It is the department, but all we want is the date of the annual general conference where Buchas will actually elect it legitimate so that it functions properly. So the officials are hearing us here, but our job as this committee is to actually exercise oversight over the executive. The executive is the minister, and the department is as represented by the Director General. So that is why I'm talking about those two, because constitutionally we have oversight over them. So we are going to demand these things that I'm saying. So it should not be taking anybody by surprise that the Director General and or the Minister is coming back like tons of bricks over anybody. But it's because we will be putting a lot of pressure on them to solve these problems here. And secondly, you also have your own share as these CPAs. Stop fighting. Stop fighting. Stop fighting. Stop fighting. Otherwise, the government must really review the whole thing. Because if this land reform, approach is causing divisions in families, is destroying communities, then what is the point? What is the point? The objective was to actually restore land to its rightful owners. Because our land, some of us feel that the land was stolen. We want it back. So if it is actually being given back and then it becomes a source of conflict, what is the issue there? What is the purpose? Let us talk in their differences. Let us not fight. Let's talk. Let's talk. And as my honorable colleague was saying, the issue is control of money. I read that the government has already pumped in 700 million rand into the issue of land reform in this province. That's not small money. Tesni claim help me. That's a lot of money. But is there anything to show for that? Where is that money? What has it done except generating conflict? So please, and also the principle that every black person is a farmer is nonsensical. I'm not a farmer. I like farming, but I'm not a farmer. I'm not a farmer. That must be accepted. That must be accepted. I'm not a farmer, but I like farming. I know, farming actually, agriculture is a major employer in this country, if not more than mining. So I'm committed to see the agricultural economy growing because it will provide jobs for our children. And it will be even more, it will be more important to see our own black people playing a meaningful role in shaping the kind of economy around the agricultural activity, which will be beneficial to our own people. So, I'm asking Exuba Diela, ASEF, stop fighting us. You are grown-ups, you should be able to talk differences. So, Honorable MEC, I'm just wondering whether you want to have a parting shot. So I don't envy your role. You're only 2 weeks in this job.
Baptism of fire.
And the seat you are seated on is hot. You are getting a baptismal of fire.
Yeah, no, thanks a lot, Chair. Chair, I think I think you have properly summed it up. Because you see, for me, what becomes a problem? I'm also from a community where there are divisions, precisely because of, speaking past one another, in the CPA. Now, the only thing that I want to put an emphasis on is the issue that you raised. Divisions of CPA members is a disadvantage for CPA members and not for anybody else. I can give you an example. In my CPA that I'm talking about, the CD will attest to this. People are being elected, signing contracts, because it's a mining area. There's a lot of manganese in that area. But now they get abused by those who are actually after these minerals, because they will just come with a few bucks, give to them, and then a deal will be signed, and then after 2 years or after a year, new tensions again. A new committee comes in. I think they've been disbanded now, that committee. So it's not. I'm talking from experience. If you fight amongst yourselves, and I think you are a close-knit family or a close-knit community, you know one another, you grew up together, your parents grew up together, your kids grew up together. And what this that you are doing actually exacerbate what people will normally call generational, curses, or hatred, where 20 years down the line, your grandkids will be killing one another for this very issue if you don't resolve it. So my plea now, Chairperson, is that the department must just, where possible, speed up the processes of formalizing that. I think that will be the only solution. And then we observe who is against that particular ratification measures. Because somebody will, through that process, people will be exposed.
Because it can't be that if it is not me, it can't be anybody else. And that approach in itself kills everything. What I know about CPAs is that people, if they are not elected into a committee, not all CPAs, I'm just making an example of my experiences as a community member, not as an MEC, because I'm new here. So I can't talk much about other things. But if people are not elected into committees, they have a tendency of, disrupting everything to say, if I'm not part of this, so it won't happen. So I just hope the tensions that we are dealing with, or these divisions, because it's divisions, we can't sugarcoat around it. These divisions are not informed by such. Otherwise, we are sitting with a very serious problem. But I think it is upon the department through the CD's office to make it a point that they formalize these CPAs as speedily as possible. And then we will also keep track of the developments, what happens during these processes, because that will be able to tell us who is on the wrong. And we don't want to come to a meeting and say, but you are wrong. But in an event where you are wrong, unfortunately. That's where I drop my anchor, like one of the HODs will say in the province. Thank you.
Well, thank you. We don't want to belabor any points any further. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you. Our door as Parliament is always open. We are there to deal with issues that affect our people, and that is why we are here. We will leave no stone unturned until the problems are resolved. But it takes two to tango. We cannot dance tango alone. We need your commitment as CPAs that you will hold each other's hand and be able to partner up with us in finding solutions to these problems. And you should not forget that white people are still waiting out there, looking at our failure and say, kijk, wat doen jullie daar zo? Jullie is bezig op met mekaar te baklei. Wat gaan aan daar zo? And then they start throwing in a dry bone, and then we begin to fight over that. Why? Because we are not united. We are not united. So I'm really, really appealing to all of us to actually hold one another's hand for the good of our children and our children's children. I thank you.
Just on a lighter note, after Chairman being chastised by my colleague, please, Africa has improved.
Well, the member is unfair to me. Yeah. Thank you. The meeting is adjourned, honorable member. Tomorrow,